Hello, and welcome to Nurtural Disasters. This is a podcast for those of us with toxic or emotionally immature parents. We might not have a bunch of credentials next to our names, but we do have PhDs from the Hard Knocks University. Basically, we want this to be a validating space for adult children of parents who had no business having children.
Welcome to Nurtural Disasters with Ken and Lisa. Hey, Lisa.
Hey, Ken. We need to put a disclaimer. Yes, sorry, this is a total spoiler, just like the last episode. We'll put a disclaimer in the title when we publish this episode. So, this is funny. We both have in front of us Professor Zam Veknin's DM to us. We teased last time at the end of the last episode that Professor Sam had actually sent us a DM randomly, and we're like, what? And it was long, too. And I sent it to, I'm like, Ken, look. And he goes, oh, it's very copy-paste.
It's copy-paste. Like, he's been sending that to the same message to everybody that's probably, I'm assuming, commenting on the Instagram? Yeah,
anybody and everybody, because I left a comment on the Narcissist Playbook, their profile, and I said, is anybody else getting these DMs from him? And I got boom, 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 boom right after. Like, I did. It's like, oh shit, I deleted it. But then Mark, he wrote back, check your DMs. And eventually he addressed it. Like a few days later, he said, send it to our legal team, legal at ... And I sent them screenshots of it because I thought it was weird. Like we saved it. I actually took, I don't know, maybe I'm just so paranoid because I've been burned by so many narcissists in my life that I have to like document the shit out of it. That's the first thing they tell you. If you're dealing with a narcissist, document them.
It's crazy because it's like, it's not even like you have to take like a mental note like you usually do. He literally sent us like a hard copy. So like the text is right there. If, anytime you want to start reading the text that he sent us.
Okay. So, first of all, okay, I want to say when we got this DM, it didn't come, we were not friends. We're not mutual friends on Instagram. So it goes into like a spam kind of message folder thing. So, and it said Prof. Sam Veknin, sorry, I keep fucking up his name. But the thing is, he doesn't have a blue check mark. He's not verified or whatever. So I thought, what? So I looked and I was like, is it like a spoof profile? Because you see that all the time on Instagram. People like to just spoof other people. But he had like 65,000 plus followers. So I Googled him, and I guess that is his real Instagram profile, even though it's not verified. And I was like, okay. That's when I was like, this is weird. So it starts out like this. The Narcissist Playbook, and this is documentaries in quotes, and the companion podcast series contain defamatory hit pieces against me. The clips in the film are from a public role-playing event. My clients are present in the audience. The film and podcast were instigated by my former business partner, parentheses, with whom I have had an acrimonious fallout in 2022, end of parentheses, Richard Grannon, and his current business partner, Mark Vicente. They lie shamelessly throughout the film. Grannon produced another documentary hit piece against me in 2017, sorry. I'm taking multiple kinds of legal steps against all of them. P.S., and then has 28, and in parentheses, it has exclamation. 28 film festivals and all streaming platforms, and their legal departments have rejected the film. Tells you everything you need to know. The quote-unquote victim in the film is an egregious liar. She's a collaborator of Richard Grannon and was his coaching client. Parentheses, I introduced her to him. She, too, used to be my business partner in Russia. And then he does the very boomer thing at the end. He signs his name. Because like
have to. How will we know that it's from him if he didn't sign his name in the message?
It would just... Yeah, so...
Lots of issues with that message. Lots of issues.
The math did not math. Okay, he says, okay, Richard Grannon produced another documentary hit piece against me in 2017. Okay, this was shot within the last 5 years. So
was he already thinking preemptively that his cohort was already building a case against him? Because that's the thing about people that are chronically liars. Sometimes they get the timelines wrong. Even if you're a good liar, you sometimes just get things wrong. You just do. And it's just a case of him getting it wrong. because it's not true.
2017. That doesn't make sense. So you knew someone was your enemy into 2017, but you still decided to do another documentary with him.
Well, here's the thing, Lisa. It's like, in Sam's mind, he's already a narcissist, so he was probably didn't like Richard the way it was, so he's probably thinking that it's like, oh yeah, this guy was probably building a case against me, because he's probably paranoid about that too. But I think it's just, it doesn't. Yeah, the math didn't math. So, and the calendars are all wrong. Like, dating's all wrong. So
it makes no fucking sense. Like,
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
No. Okay. And another thing. So, a public role-playing event. Okay, maybe that could be true. You know, that's the thing about lies. It's like you sprinkle enough truth in there so it looks like the truth. But, okay, we talked about this, Ken. He acts like this was specifically targeted to him. It was a hit piece against him because they interviewed 4 different narcissists. He was just one of them. And it's like, they had it out for me. And like, if they did, then why didn't they go after the other 3 narcissists who were in the film? Like, it doesn't make sense. They completely focused on him. It's so weird. And also,
he's only one of the narcissists in the film, but he's the head narcissist, right? Even kind of claiming that it's a hit piece against him. That's some narcissism right there, right?
It's all about him, but like the other narcissists were just, I mean, they got barely any time. You know, we talked about...
They barely got any time. I really think that they barely got any time because this became such an intriguing narrative to the documentary, that one of the narcissists is actually someone that's very dangerous. And I think they came to a point where it's like, hey, that's a good plot piece for this documentary. This overarching theme is wonderful. It ties everything together. But to have the kind of like, you think of yourself so highly that they do a hit piece solely on you, and they planned it in advance, like how many years in advance? Like your partner was apparently doing hit pieces about you 5 years before the fact. Right.
Right.
It's the delusions of grandeur. It's like
totally delusional.
Is it just me? Is like boomer narcissists, or like, let's say he's not boomer, maybe like a little bit younger, but like people that have not spent their like entire youth on the internet, like people that have just like taken like Gen X and like boomers. Why do they all these narcissists of this age write the same way? It's weird, right? It's like parentheses, exclamation points, like caps locks when there's no need to be like caps locked for anything. And these like quotations. Like, as a person, like, I love doing the quote marks just in person, but when you're doing it like in actual like text, it doesn't work. It doesn't land the same. Like when I do like the quote unquote thing, when I do the fingers, like I feel like that's funny when I do it in person, but it's like when you do that like actually, like it doesn't add anything to it. Quote unquote. Okay. Exclamation part 28.
I mean, okay, I just looked up his age. He's 65. Yeah.
I get confused about the numbers. Is that like, is that on the cusp?
No, that's boomer.
That's a boomer? Really?
Yeah. Boomer is like...
When's the cutoff for Gen X?
Gen X is late 50s, I think.
So it's like, goodness, man, goodness. So as soon as we saw it, it doesn't compute in our head. Like, it's like, okay, of course he wants to do damage control, right? But does this actually work to message a bunch of people that are interested in the documentary? That's why we're commenting on it. Is it really going to skew like our perception of him and the documentary?
He's desperate.
It's weird, right? You don't have to tell just normal users on the internet, right? Instagram users that are like interested in documentary.
But, okay, so at the end, you know, where he talks about like the 28 film festivals and all streaming platforms, the legal departments reject the film, tells you everything you need to know. Okay, for that part, I'm not too worried about that. Like, we talked about this in the last episode. Of course.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for the, because the people that are gonna pick it up are gonna look at it as like, I don't want this to get out there. It's kind of like that.
I'm being called out. They're like, oh fuck, you're calling me out. No. We know that. I mean, maybe he like some people he sent it to. They have no idea about how the industry works. So if you're just like someone who lives in the Midwest and has a normal job, you're just like a nurse or whatever. Maybe this will feel like, it'll seem like a valid point. In real life, you go, there's a lot of a lot of sketchiness in the industry. Not all of it, but there's a lot of it. And I could see like, just because a film festival rejected the film, it doesn't mean it's a bad film. It just, there's the politics behind it that people don't understand. It's a very, very highly political industry. If you're not kissing someone's ass, you're not being invited back into the set next time. You know?
That's why it's always like interesting story when you see an actor or like a filmmaker or a director, and they've kind of burned bridges, and it's not necessarily like they're difficult to work with, but they get that label, right? They're difficult to work with. When you see that person's difficult to work with, they get blacklisted, and you kind of wonder, it's like, what did they do in particular? Was it something that they did that was bad, or were they just calling out someone or calling out something that was just very perverse, right?
Yeah, that's a great point, because that reminds me of Harvey Weinstein. Remember when a lot of actresses were basically blacklisted after they denied?
Well, a lot of it too, like the blacklisting of the actresses, they all said the same thing, right? Like, oh, she's difficult to work with.
Yeah.
She's a very diva.
Right. And I remember it was the Lord of the Rings movie, and Peter Jackson came out after the allegations against Weinstein, and he said, he was throwing around names like Ashley Judd and such. And like, oh, no. She's very difficult to work with. She's this, she's that. And basically their careers are ruined.
That's tough in Hollywood. If you get like hit with the label like difficult to work with, or this person just doesn't play ball, that's pretty much what it is. Mm-hmm. This person doesn't let me exploit them. Too difficult to work with. They don't go with what I want them to do. And I mean, it's tough, right? When you're an actor, if you step on the wrong toes, that could be your career right there. Some people only get like one really straight shot. That's why I see like actors and actresses. You know, there's a point where they come from. It seems like they come out of nowhere, but they come from somewhere. It just takes time for them to get exposure, right? Like you see people, it's like, oh, this person just blew up overnight. It's like, no, they didn't. They didn't. It's like it's years of hard work. They were in a bunch of stuff that you didn't watch. So it just seems it has that scope of, oh yeah, this person just came out of nowhere. And yeah, that's totally fine. And then you see them everywhere. Like, oh yeah, what's Glenn Powell? You kind of see him everywhere. And you know, his co-star in one of the movies, Sydney Sweeney, you see them everywhere. And the thing is, you kind of understand, it's like you get what, as an actor in Hollywood, you kind of want to get while the getting's good, right? So you want to do as much as you can. Who knows when this is going to end? So you try to just say yes to everything to get yourself out there. and hopefully you get good PR. But like a lot of people, they only have like a couple of years. And that's really what the shelf life of a lot of these actors are, if you think about it. Because we always think, it's like, oh, this person was really big. How come they haven't been in a movie lately? And then you look at their IMDb, it's like they have. It's just they don't get pushed to the front anymore, right?
You know, that's an interesting getting pushed, because out of Mariah Carey's memoir, the meaning of Mariah, and she talks about how like there's a whole chapter actually dedicated to J-Lo. She just calls her the entertainer. Basically, she was propped up by Tommy Mottola, the head of Sony, to basically sabotage Mariah. It's really interesting. And it's someone like J-Lo who she can barely sing. She's not, I mean, as an actress, I think she's very decent. She did a great job in Selena, but as a singer, she's off key. Like, I've heard her be off key. So for them to push her as much as they did, because she was the anointed one, despite not having the vocal talent. Yes, she's very beautiful and she's a good dancer, but to prop her up the way that they did, like there's a whole thing, I don't know if you've seen on YouTube, where it's like the industry plant. Where it's like they were propped up by the industry for whatever reason. It's very conspiratorial minded, like the Illuminati or whatever, but like she's the industry plant, and they literally, I mean, if you think about it, like someone who doesn't write her own music, barely sings her own songs, because now we know that she, like, her background singers, they're the ones who they put their vocals all the way up during the chorus, because she can't sing that high. So it's like Ashanti is actually literally singing, or someone else, you know, like the ghost singers or background singers. And you're like, why did they prop her up? And it's a deliberate thing. And I'm wondering, how many J-Los are there, you know, and not just in music, but like actors. I have theories about J-Lo. I won't say them here because I have no evidence, but I do have theories about her. She always gave me ruthless vibes from the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know, I loved her in Selena, but like her demeanor, and, you know, if you're ever in the service industry, you hear murmurs of like a nice person who's really rude to servers, who's rude to like the valet guy. Let's just say, how do I say it?
Well, a lot of,
not
I think
good.
that's it.
It's not
People
nice.
in the service industry or people that have worked under her have never said anything good about her.
No. Like, I heard that she got a driver fired because he asked her, how dare he ask her where she was going?
Well, we talked about like, oh yeah, you don't want to be labeled as difficult to work with, but that's from the studios. I think from fans and perception throughout the industry is that she is very difficult to work with and she's a bitch. Might as well just put that out there. I was like, she's a bitch.
Yeah, we talked about the taco flavored kisses. That's basically how she is in real life. That's her.
I'm sure of it. And the thing is, it's you talked about Mariah, and he also doesn't have a good reputation. So it's like a bad person talking shit about a bad person, right? But one of them usurped her as, you know, like the industry standard, I guess. And even so, like I watched her stuff as like, I don't get the lore. I really don't. Great dancer.
J-Lo?
For J-Lo, yeah. So Mariah is like, the voice alone is like, it gets you into the stadium.
Yeah. And
J-Lo doesn't have that.
Yeah, but J-Lo doesn't write her own music though.
Which is totally fine. Like, because when you're a pop musician, like it doesn't really matter if you write your own music. If you write your own music, great. But you're a lot of it's like that's why like you have people that are songwriters, right? There's a lot of people that have made careers out of being songwriters. So it's not necessarily I don't think it's a knock on someone that doesn't write their own music, especially if they're a pop musician.
That's fair.
It's fair.
You have really good vocals, but maybe you're not the best songwriter.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying this because like there's a requirement for people that could do songwriting. Like if you think about it, like people like Kesha, they kind of got their start being a songwriter, and then a lot of it's like, well, you know, have you watched K-pop Demon Hunters yet?
No.
Well, you know about it, right?
Did I?
It's really fun. It's really fun,
yeah.
but it's like the main singer of, you know, like the main singer that provides the vocals for the songs. Like she started off as like a K-pop like trainee, and she didn't make it, so she pivoted to being a songwriter, and that's how she got. And this is kind of like her first big break, being in her 30s. Like she was only a songwriter for the longest time. She was writing songs for like other K-pop artists. So that's how she made a living. And she finally got her shot. And you kind of think about it, it's like, oh yeah, there's people that have written songs their entire lives and they get that one shot. So it's always a feel good stories. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with someone that just sing songs that other people write. That's totally fine. Like, it's like not every director writes their own stuff, like write their own screenplay, right? That's why there's screenplay writers. There's other people, there's source material. So I don't think it's like a bad thing. It doesn't necessarily, if they could sing or if they could just provide like entertainment, like they're a good dancer or something like that, they're not totally horrible, I think that's totally fine. But it's interesting that, J-Lo got that from Mariah Carey because they're both cut from the same cloth, I feel like. Just one's a really good singer and one's a really good dancer. So together they make Beyonce.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you squish them together like Play-Doh, and then you create the perfect singer, and it's Beyonce, isn't it? I mean, she's cutthroat too. So I don't think to the degree that she's hadn't. Well, Diva's gonna be Diva, but I don't know, man. We could talk like all day about this stuff.
I know we're getting off topic because the whole point was like, just because you got rejected from these film festivals, it means
doesn't mean a thing. Doesn't mean it's a bad film. Doesn't mean it's a hit piece. Sometimes hit pieces get picked up. So there's like movies that obviously are kind of a little like biased towards something, and they still get picked up. So that's not an indicator of that at all.
No.
We already have preconceived notions about this guy, Sam. We already got preconceived notions about the documentary. So I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. I really don't. It's to get your story out there, I guess. But you see that a lot. People that say outlandish things like, I'm going to get my lawyer, right? A lot of the times when people say that, I'm gonna force litigation, or like, I'm going to find a lawyer and sue you.
I'm going to sue.
A lot of times, even if they follow through, like, they're full of shit.
Oh, that's another thing. I mean, okay, let's say he threatens to sue them. That shit comes out, in the discovery process.
Yeah, that's the most major thing, right? About being you're interested in law. It's like, oh yeah, if you make a claim that someone is defaming you or something like that,
slander, whatever.
Yeah, Yeah, this is discovery phase. It's everything's supposed to come out.
All the skeletons in the closet. I mean, and someone like Sam, I can see him having more skeletons in his closet than a cemetery, you know? So
who knows?
Yeah, if he wants to sue, I don't think that's beneficial to him. I don't think people realize, the narcissists are like, they're on a fucking warpath. Anyone who's ever crossed the narcissist, they will come after you, like try to go back and destroy you. They're vindictive as fuck. So someone like Sam, I can see him. And I don't know if you've heard Mark Vicente, he was saying on Instagram, like the online stuff was being sabotaged. And I wonder if he was basically tacitly saying, this is Sam. He's just basically trying to sabotage us.
What way? It's kind of just like messaging people and, try to reach out to.
No. Like, they were supposed to release the film like a month, at least a few weeks ago, before to the early donors like me. They extended it and they're like, we're being attacked virtually. And I don't know, Sam was doing some stuff behind the scenes. And I have a feeling it was Sam just doing anything and everything he can to sabotage the film. And it's out there now. So, sorry, Sam.
Well, I'm assuming it was he calling in like favors and, bot farms, other stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure what's the extent of that.
Probably dark web. I mean, you're in IT, so but there's a lot of dark web stuff that people can do to sabotage someone else.
Well, to websites and stuff like that. And, who knows what the extent of it was. But here's the thing. If you want to sue someone for like defaming you or something like that, yeah, all that stuff, you have to prove that it actually caused damages and that allegation is false.
Well, damages, I think he's probably lost a lot of clients. I know he does have clients because people do follow him because they want that insight.
And also, is he really a doctor?
He doesn't have a degree in psychology from what I hear. It was like his PhD is from something else, like unrelated to psychology.
So he is a doctor of something else.
I'm a doctor. Like, cool, can you save my life? No, but I can. Actually, Zem, Veknin, right, they talked about that. His credentials. They talked about, he has a PhD in philosophy/physics from the non-traditional accredited Pacific Western University. So it's like those diploma mills?
Yeah, a non-accredited is very problematic.
He has no formal accredited degree or license in clinical psychology, though he serves as a professor of psychology. Okay, sure.
Well, and also in other countries, they have different standards of who could be a professor. Like in America, like you minimum has to have like a master's degree.
Yeah. When I went to state school, a lot of my professors, they just had only masters, but a lot of them were great. They were very knowledgeable. It doesn't mean that.
So it's very different. I guess you could be a lecturer with certain credentials, but every country is kind of different.
Did he lose clients? Probably. Does he have the credentials? No. But, okay, I want to be fair. And just because you don't have the credentials, it doesn't mean you're not a good therapist. Because he has insight about narcissism that you don't really get unless, he gives you... It peels behind the curtain, he shows you behind the curtain, like, this is how I think. This is how I feel. This is how I really, really feel about you. For a lot of people, it's been very beneficial. And they'll even say in the comments, like, oh, I learned a lot from him because I'm like, oh, I thought this person really felt this way about me, but they really they thought I was just their puppet. I was their this. And they went through the exact same playbook that he was talking about. And to be fair, I'm sure a lot of what he says is very beneficial to people. But it's like every cult leader, right? They have a lot of stuff that's very beneficial at the beginning. And then once you're deep into it, that's when they go, Chut! That's when they change. You're like, okay, you want to go back? Yeah.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But here's the thing. If the allegations against him are true and he did pull this kind of like pretty much crimes against like his patients, I mean, what's left? It's like, what? Might be like charging him with crimes, right? That's the only thing that will maybe like stop him.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? Spoilers here, but you do get a part where Richard's driving in his car, and this is like post-fact, right? The cat's out of the bag, and you hear someone call him, like a lady's voice. Someone's calling him, and they're kind of like berating him on behalf of Sam. So he's just having a lot of these people that are like in his pocket, right? And he could throw out there. I think that some of them were probably his patients or, people that have fallen for his trap. And he just kind of like tossing them out there. Yeah.
Oh, so he is like a cult leader kind of a thing. They have their flying monkeys to do all the dirty work for them. Oh,
Yeah, remember the end of the documentary when Isla is like cornering him right
mhm.
into this like interview. Who is the lady and the young man that was with him? Because the lady was like, "I want to hear these allegations," right?
Uh-huh.
Who is she
Fuck, I don't remember.
exactly? I don't even think they say it right.
Mm-mm. Nope. No,
It's it's not his wife, right? It's like to my knowledge, I'm not sure if he's married, but
let me look him up. I can't find anything online about his marital status. The spouse. Yes, he does have a spouse.
it seems like his wife does have
Yes, that's
a
his
Russian
wife.
accent.
Yes, the black hair, big brown eyes. Yeah, that's his. Okay, that's his wife. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Look her that up. Oh boy, if that's his wife, fuck.
I think a lot of information about him is very limited. Like,
It has this like when you talk about credentials, it's more about the books he's published and
yeah.
it's
So
work
it's
related.
what he wants you to know about, right?
Right, his impressive credentials as far as I wrote this book. Yeah. But yeah, the lady is Lydia, probably Lydia. Yeah, I do recognize her. I guess that's his wife. Unless she's another narcissist or sociopath.
'Cause I think they blur out her face, right? I
I
think
don't
her
remember.
face was blurred out, so it's like we don't know who it is. You only have the voice. They didn't doctor the voice. I don't think.
She has herself as the CEO and founder at Narcissus Publications. My God. Okay. It's crazy. And well, I mean, Samuel, he wasn't the only narcissist. They also had the Lee guy with his twin. And I felt, I meant to bring this up. I should have brought this up in the last time about, Lee being a twin and his twin is not the narcissist. My mom is a twin and her twin sister's also a narcissist like her.
So it's like different right there. So it's like okay, so they both turned out the same.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how both of the twins, Lee and his brother, were treated to when become and whatnot. We had some assumptions, like Lee was a golden child, and his brother was probably like maybe the scapegoat, the invisible child, the helper, whatever. I think with my mom and her sister, they both, I mean, they were like, what? They had 12 other siblings, One of the oldest ones, their job was to take care of the younger ones, very neglected, grew up very poor. My mom would always try to like make me feel guilty if I ever wanted anything because she'd be like, well, I didn't have any food to eat during lunchtime at school, so I had to just suck on my thumb. Or if I was lucky, I had tortillas and beans to eat.
Well, the question is like your aunts and uncles, are any of them narcissists?
Interestingly enough, a lot of my aunts are. I'll just say that. Yeah. The uncles not, no. If I were to say, I would just say maybe the one or two have the traits, but full blown like NPD. It's more the female side. And it's just interesting because the boys were more doted on because, with the whole macho culture, my grandmother, she favored the boys, but the women, they were just the females. Their job was to take care of the younger kids. They have to do all of the housework. They are basically treated like slaves.
So I wonder how much of it is your aunts in general were just like, I guess, for lack of a better term, like targets, and the sum of what they became was due to like child abuse.
Yeah.
If not physically, mentally too. So it's like there has to be something that creates that narcissist, right?
Yeah, and I don't think it was just that. I have a feeling it was a lot of essaying too that went on. That was intergenerational.
Lord.
I have my doubts. Well, my theories, the way things have turned out. Like I could just be like, oh yeah, I see it.
Well, certain things are like, well, even this documentary, it tells you what breeds a narcissist. And even Sam tells his life story. And I think that part of it may be genuine. Like that part where he's talking about how he was abused.
Yeah.
That might be, that part of it is probably true. So
Yeah, I doubt he was lying. If he did, maybe he embellished, but I'm sure
maybe embellished, but that's not something that, well, I don't want to say like he'll seek to gain for that, but that's interesting insight that kind of tells you the recipes of making a narcissist as a grown up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, because when I talk to one uncle, he'll even say like, my grandfather, he worked long hours, came home, and if, with the 12 kids acting up, he would just get like an electrical wire and just like beat them. So
I think it's very interesting because I know my father's family, like it was like my grandfather was kind of like, he doesn't like children. He wasn't totally like just like abusing his children. I think a lot of it was just like verbal abuse. He had like 8 kids, and it's weird because I think like I think all my aunts, like I don't think they have any kind of like narcissistic traits. They
Mm.
didn't. I think my dad might be the only one that has those traits. I have an uncle that probably could be, ever since he got sick. Like he's a little more introverted now, but he is like someone that would spout like some mean stuff to other people in the family. And I have an uncle that he was like the youngest, but he's thought highly of himself, but not to. I don't think it's to the level of my dad. Like my dad just
Mm-hmm.
I think he's different. He's different than the other two. So of the boys.
How many siblings did your dad have?
So my dad I think he has 5 siblings. I think he actually had 7. I think 2 passed away in their youth. So he has like one of like 6 kids, but he's supposed to be one of 8 kids. He's the oldest son.
He's the oldest. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I always wonder if birth order has like some sort of bearing on it, but I don't know.
Does it?
Supposedly, I've heard yes and no. It's very conflicting and it's very anecdotal. There's no studies. That's the thing.
I don't think birth order might have anything. Well, they might have something to do with it, but it's not the only contributing factor. I don't think you can't guess it, but it's just by birth order. It's not that kind of thing. Whereas it's like it's likely that you could probably guess it based on how they were treated by their parents. Like if there was any kind of abuse, then that's probably a better indicator than actually birth order.
I think with the birth order thing is that parents tend to treat their kids based on the birth order. So like the firstborns, generally they put a lot of more responsibility on you, especially if there's younger siblings. It's like, oh, can you help out with your younger siblings? Oh, I'm busy right now. Can you give your sibling a bottle? Oh, can you?
The parentification. It's usually the oldest kid. Yeah.
Right. So they put a lot of, they parentify you, and then that creates problems, especially later on in life. And so I do think birth order, it is a contributing factor to some extent, not 100%, but it does because of the way they treat you.
Yeah, but it's not easy to use the birth order as like the
determining factor.
Yeah, because there's other things that actually have like a bigger influence, such as like how they were treated. If there was SA involved, was there any other kind of abuse involved?
Mm-hmm.
If the parents was a narcissist themselves, so it's like, so what should we do about the Sam message? Should we message him back? I'm pretty sure it's just like a auto-generated message. Who knows?
Yeah, he probably has it's probably one of his minions running his like social media.
Copy paste.
Oh, this person left a message. Paste. This one. Paste. Just
we could message her back. Thank you for your input. I will look into it. I don't know.
I'm too scared to be, because this guy, he seems like the type. I don't think he's just a narcissist. I think he might actually be like a sociopath or like psychopath. And if you're dealing with that level, you can't even like remotely deal with them, because they will just come after you. Like you're either their friend or you're their enemy.
Here's an interesting part. We're not part of his hit list yet, because we're not big. We're not the people that made a documentary about him. We're not.
Yeah, good. We're right here. Are we slandering him right now?
We are not. We are literally following whatever the documentary told us.
Can you imagine, like, after this, he's like, you guys, she's going after us. Fuck.
Well, we must think highly of ourselves that someone so distinguished as Sam could go after us, right?
I mean, the Narcissist Playbook, that one has like a lot of views. It way, way, way more than our like the most popular one with the Michael Jackson episode.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, yeah, if anybody hasn't listened to the first episode, which would be episode 20, I think it got recommended on YouTube, which for a podcast really boosts us up, because it's a very long like recording. It's like a 50-minute long thing. It usually is a lot of stuff you watch on YouTube. Like, how long could it be? But it's like podcasts I think they're classified differently on YouTube. It's also on YouTube Music. So, but I think at the last we saw, it was like on the second week, it got like up to like 620 listens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how our metric is from our provider, it wasn't just like someone clicked into it and just clicked out of it. So it's slightly significant in a way that it's logging like a substantial listen time. So that's the most we got. So it's obviously, I think there's some algorithm that's pushing it.
I've told you this, Ken. I think, well, my theory is that people click on it because it just says the Narcissist Playbook. So they think it's the movie, and the thumbnail has Evan Rachel Wood. So they're like, oh, this is the movie. And then they're like, oh, it's just a podcast about the movie, like a review. And they go,
well,
oh,
no one spends time to. We have open comments, and if you're on there, you could leave a comment. No one left a nasty comment or a message. We did get a good amount of likes for it, so someone listened to it, and a good amount of them were like, "Oh, neat," and subscribe. So I think we picked up a good 30 or 40 subscribers just on that episode.
Yeah, we're up to 69 subscribers on YouTube.
I think we lost one. It was 70. Now it's back to 69.
But
yeah. But it's like, oh yeah, it's actually. We should mention this is actually our 6-month anniversary. Like I think we released the first episode 6 months ago.
No way!
Mm-hmm. It's been 6 months. This is officially the 22nd episode, so we actually crossed the threshold of what. Remember the thing I mentioned where it's like if we cross episode 21, we're pretty much the top 10% of podcasts that are still going because it's like a lot of them die out really quick.
Yes,
we have no shame when we keep going. This is episode 22 if people are still listening.
You know what? You just have to keep going. That's that.
And honestly, if it's only 6 months and you think you're going to make it big, you really have delusions of grandeur. Nobody, it's just a thing where people see people that are successful and it's like, oh, they made it immediately. No. It takes a lot of work. One thing I want to bring up since we brought up pop music, look at Chappell Roan, overnight sensation. Do you know how long Chappell Roan was doing the little girl with the guitar thing, this normal girl with the guitar thing with the dress, like performing before she finally got this big break where she kind of like has like an interesting kind of like niche style? It took her forever. You look at her older stuff, it's like, wow, it took her a while to find that image and that look, that kind of like aura, because she looked totally different. So it's like a lot of the stuff, it's like, I think a lot of people just see something as like, oh yeah, it's an instant success. And that's what's so dangerous about like influencers. You're just seeing the fruits of the labor, the sum of all the stuff, like instantly. It was like, oh, this must be easy. It's not. It's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Even you look at the actors that are like big now, how much bullshit did they have to go through in order to even get there, right?
I know. How many Harvey Weinsteins did they have to? No, it's fucked up.
Good Lord. But I'm just, we're not talking about like the Mr. Weinstein, but you look at, we mentioned Glenn Powell from earlier in the episode. Do you remember Glenn Powell? Like one of his first roles was he played Longfinger Kid in Spy Kids 3D. If you watch Spy Kids 3D, he's like one of the background kids, and all he's credited with is Longfinger Kid. And then this guy is like the it guy of Hollywood at the moment. So it takes a while, right? You know, he's like a Top Gear Maverick. He's in Twisters, and you know people see this guy. So, oh man, he's everywhere. I'm sick of him. I was like, let the guy have his moment. It took him a while to get there. So it's like a lot of this overnight success is such a fake thing that they push on people, right? Nothing's easy. I think the only thing you could think of as easy is we talk about like nepo babies. They have it the easiest in the way that if they fail, they still have a nest egg, and plus they have they have like a in, right? They have a connection. So that's why people were mad at them, because it's like, oh, they're taking the easy way. Like it was like, no. In that case, it's you still need to be good. If you suck, people will kick you out of industry quick if you're not good, right? No offense to Paris Hilton. I think, did she have a new album come out? I'm not sure. But I remember the first one. That one was like, ooh. I don't know what to say about that.
No shade to Paris. Whatever.
Well, remember, I think you mentioned about her issues too, right? I didn't even know about most of that, like the problems that she was having. So.
Oh, right. When she got sent to that troubled teen industry camp facility.
Yeah.
I think first it was camps and then there was facility, and then I don't know. But yeah, she got it shut down. I saw the other day she posted that she got that, is it in Idaho, I want to say? Utah? One of those. They had that school and they got shut down finally.
So when are we going to see a documentary about this?
Maybe soon. I don't know. She does everything. She's a very busy lady.
Which is fine. Like I think if she's doing productive things and, like,
Mm-hmm. She really
she's
is.
not out there like doing evil stuff to people. It's like, then don't do that. But if she wants to release another album, she wants to do other things like if fashion or, just be like an heiress and stuff like that, and maybe go through with this documentary. There's a lot of things she could do. I don't think she's in a bad place. I think she just grew up, right? Like, that's a lot of people. We look at like people that are in the spotlight and we're like, man, this person's stupid. And then you realize they're like, oh, they're 21. Remember Lisa, were you stupid at 21? Just wondering. Because I was stupid. I'm dumb as hell at 20.
Yes and no. Like, in a lot of ways, I was very mature. Even people were like, oh, you seem so old, so much older. Because I grew up really fast. Really, really fast. I didn't get to have a childhood, so I was always an adult. But in a lot of ways, I wasn't, because, my brain wasn't fully formed, that, like, I acted on ways that were not... I was just, like, there was ways that I was, like, advanced and other ways that I was, like, behind. Yeah, it was a weird thing. And I see it now, but...
Yeah, a lot of it is like emotional maturity. It takes a while for emotional maturity. There's some people that are physically mature that don't get emotionally mature. It's not a given. So just because you're like a 40-year-old or 50-year-old doesn't mean that you're like 40 or 50-year-old mentality sometimes. You still think like a kid. And social media probably brings that out of people too. It's like they reverted back to like a 20-year-old just talking crap on social media. But there's a lot of it where it's like, if you don't get like a nice, good, like adult influence and to teach you like how to, function, like you kind of just learn it by yourself. So you mature quickly in the way where it's like, okay, I could function by myself. But a lot of the emotional maturity and stuff like that, and, like regulating your emotions and actually knowing what not to do and things like that in like the public space, it's like, that comes later, I think. The frontal lobe thing, it's like, I have coworkers that are like way younger than me, like they're in their 20s. I'm like, dude, as long as you don't do anything illegal, you're stupid until you're 25 or 26. You really are. You're allowed to make mistakes as long as it's not illegal. I always stress that, because if you do illegal things, it's like, okay, there's no guarding against that. But let's say you want to, like drink all night and then go to work in the morning. When you're like 24 or 25, it's like, go ahead, do it. You want to date around? Go ahead, do it. You want to do stupid things and say stupid things that hopefully doesn't follow you, but it's like, yeah, you could be a kid, right? You're afforded that grace during that time. I do meet kids that are like in their 20s, like early 20s, like, oh, I think I screwed up everything. I was like, you have time. A lot of them always mention to me, it's like, oh yeah, I was going out with someone. I thought it was the one. I was like, dude, you're like 22. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
The ones I worry about are like, I'm 22. I've been married for 3 years. I was like, oh crap. I don't think that's going to last in modern day. It worked for our parents, maybe. And not for your parents, but for my parents, they've been together for quite a while. But yeah, you should really know yourself and find yourself before you like start dedicating yourself to someone else. That's how trouble starts. That's really what it is. Not trying to be too preachy, but
yeah,
this is part of the palate cleanser, right? So yeah. So
right.
So we go even further. Sam, don't sue us because we didn't say anything defamatory, because this was in the documentary. So disclaimer, we're just following what's in the documentary and what you told us in the documentary. So if the stuff that was mentioned in the documentary was misconstrued, we apologize, but you kind of gave us the playbook. You showed everybody how you operated. So unless you're lying about that, what is it?
What's he going to sue us for?
It's a threat, right? Like people like threatening to sue people. Like, South Park. I'm going to sue you. It's like that. It's so easy to say that you're going to sue someone until you give it to your lawyer and it's like, I don't think we could sue him for this. Why not? Well, discovery. All this stuff doesn't come out. Like, they're when you're getting sued, they're allowed to gather information about you too and anything about it to defend themselves. I don't think people understand that. People think they have money. I'm going to sue someone because they're saying bad things about me. It's like, it doesn't work if what they're saying about you is true. If it's true, then yeah, you have no grounds at that point. I'm not sure. Has he lost business because of this? Do you think he lost business?
I wouldn't be surprised if like some of his clients they dropped him and they realize like, oh fuck, this guy's way more toxic than I thought. Yeah, but it's a cautionary tale, right? Because with narcissists, you think you're getting one thing, but behind the scenes, they have this whole agenda.
You always have to be careful, because even you look at that, it's like, look at Richard. Like, you're thinking that narcissist is your business friend, all that stuff. Look what happens when you like accuse him of something.
He's not just going after the documentary; he's going after Richard himself.
And apparently he thought that Richard was already doing a hit piece on him
That
5 years prior in
so
2017.
uh-huh.
Right.
Right.
So we got the timeline wrong again.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so stupid.
Well, Lisa, I knew you were going to screw me over. So in 1975, I prepared this thing against you. I wasn't born
we
then.
were both
I wasn't born then. But I did it from
Like a whole
I did it
15
from
years before we
beyond.
were born. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord. It's like really. Well, at least they were born. But it's to say, it's really interesting that he said that. I was like, well, in 2017, he was trying to do a documentary against me. It's like, so why in 2022 were you so friendly with him and doing business with him? Why?
I could see him going, oh, it was a typo or something.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I think details. You can't get, when you're mad about something, you can't write, you're not at the right frame of mind. You get dates wrong.
I get,
well, but a lot of it's like when narcissists attack you, it becomes like an ad hominem attack, right? It's not about the credibility of what you said.
It's a bunch of name calling. That's basically
it's attacking things that are like had nothing to do with the argument.
Yeah.
But they only had like 28 people decline them. I was like, what's that going to do with anything? Which means you don't have drawing power.
Uh-huh.
You should tell him that. He doesn't have drawing power, I guess. They look at Sam Veknin and it was like, who's that? They were like, we don't want that guy on there. He's not famous. Get us someone famous. Get us Harvey Weinstein. The people are like, now it's like, get us a narcissist like Harvey Weinstein. At least people knew who the heck Harvey Weinstein, not this, guy on YouTube saying that he's a narcissist and getting 50,000 followers. That's nothing in compared to like Harvey Weinstein, right?
Yeah.
Because you could even tear down someone that's like, oh yeah, you're self-important, right? But narcissists, like they know, they're very insecure. So
yeah, very deep down, they are very, very insecure to the point where it's really, yeah, whatever. Where we talked shit about Sam and, our thing is about narcissism. And I'm wondering if people go, what does this have to do with toxic parents and stuff? Well, if you come from a toxic household, you basically came from a cult. And if you are no contact, low contact, or somehow trying to heal yourself, you're basically a cult survivor trying to deprogram. And that's basically us. That's why, for me, when I was learning about cults and stuff, I'm like, it resonated, but I didn't realize to the extent. And then when someone said years ago, oh, it's a single family cult. My God, no wonder I can definitely relate to all this shit. Oh, right. These exact same tactics. Is it the same playbook, That's why, is it Narcissist Playbook? Either whether you're in a single family cult or an abusive relationship, what's it called? One-on-one cult or cult of one, whatever it's called. That's why, for me, it was very important to watch this documentary and to talk about it. I think it's very, very, very beneficial. Because I know for me, man, if I had all this information that it's available now, wow, it would have explained everything. My God. But I don't know. What do you think, Ken?
Well, yeah, to add to that, I think it explains a lot of how narcissism and just like toxic parenting kind of coincides with each other, right? If you've watched the documentary, it's a lot of the people that are narcissists is from childhood trauma. Some of them were from their parents. How they were treated from their parents. A lot of what you see in the documentary, it's like this person was a kid of narcissists and he was abused by like a family, like confidant, and he didn't become a narcissist himself, but he carries that trauma. And then you see it for other things, maybe like for the lady that was saying that she's like a narcissist and her mom was very abusive, like mommy dearest and stuff like that. You see all those things and like, there has to be something that correlates, right? And this is what it is. We're just trying to kind of focus that aspect of toxic parenting that involves narcissism. And it really is like a very hazardous thing to having a kid grow up into like a well-functioning adult. That's not like, like a sociopath or something like that, or a criminal or something like that, or someone that's going to perpetuate that violence onto the next generation. It's just something that you have to know. I think it goes hand in hand. I think it's a lot of it is our issues with our parents is due to narcissism from our parents' end. So how could we not platform this documentary and talk about it? It is very important that it is something that goes hand in hand. Not all bad parents are narcissists and, stuff like that, the old adage. And what we're talking about is there's a lot of intermingling with this, so it can't be just separated from each other, right, Lisa?
Yep. Yep. No, you're right. And man, I hope this movie just like blows the fuck up. It tells Hollywood, you know what? You were wrong. There's no audience for this. Every fucking person is watching it. This audience they're dying for something this important. That's what I hope. It just gives the middle finger, right? It's like the back rooms. It's these tiny independent films that make this huge amount of money, which I'm sure the studio people were like, this is not Fast and Furious 87. This is not, insert remake, sequel, whatever. I'm hoping this is it. And, with that, I think we're pretty good to go. It's the end of the episode. Yeah. What do you think, Ken?
I think it should be the end of episode 2. It's, it's getting late and, we have jobs and other stuff, and Lisa's dying from her allergies, so
I am.
You should end it here, right?
I know. Fuck. It's just weird because it's this summer, but the spring is supposed to be like supposedly the worst time for allergies.
Well, have you seen how bad the air is outside? Like it just looks like it's gray every day now.
Well, there's a fire.
Again?
Yes, you hear about the fire up in Burbank?
I don't know. There's a bunch of fires everywhere. There was a fire at there was fire in the freaking warehouse. There's a fire in
Lancaster area because of the dry air. Yeah. It's a bad recipe, so everywhere. So
fire, something,
I'm
pants
close
on
to,
something.
Yeah, I'm close to one of the fires, so I'm like, my allergies are fucking killing me.
My eyeballs are dry as hell. That could be from it too.
Well, you're staring at a screen all day, though.
I think my eyeballs are probably gonna fall out.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I remember when I had a desk job and staring at the screen 8 hours a day. My eyes would get so dry. I had to go to like an ophthalmologist, and she gave me like extra strength eye drops, and she's like, use these glasses and do this and try to look away and do a 20 seconds here. Like, okay, I mean, I can try, but
that it'll be perfect if we just had a real job. Well, not have a real job. We have this as a job, so we don't have to really stare at the screen. We could just talk to each other, and close our eyes. And I don't think at this point that you're gonna see a video version of us. I know I have a friend that's also doing a podcast. I'll mention them later on. But they're having videos. Like, that's very brave. I was like, we're not brave enough to be on video. We're not.
No.
Unless you want to see me like picking my nose during the podcast, which I'm not doing, by the way. But I'm just saying I might.
That's hot.
I know, right?
On that note, I think it's time to go.
Sorry, Paris Hilton, about what I said. Be friends. That is hot. Okay, bye, Lisa. Bye, everyone.
Bye.